about what you're doing, and you're learning, observing your prey. That's what they do. What about you?
And when I hear about ego mentality, I am thinking being a loner, being so high that not everyone can reach you where you are.
Mhm.
And it doesn't come without its processing, if that makes sense. Because if we think
Yes.
about the ego mentality, you never see an eagle walking with the chickens on the ground, not ever. You always see an eagle way above the clouds. Their altitude is so high. And it's not being eagle in a arrogant way. It's knowing what you want, capitalizing on what you want mentally with your goals and going for it. Because if we think about the eagle, when the eagle has babies, she has a secure nest for them. But eventually, she makes the nest uncomfortable because you have to get uncomfortable in your situation to get to the next level. Because if the eagles made it easy for their little eaglets, you think they would leave the nest, Terry?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right. So you have to get into that state where you're so uncomfortable. Like for me, like it's for you too, Terry. Where I'm at now, I'm so uncomfortable in the sense that I'm uncomfortable because I don't want to be at this stage. I'm uncomfortable because I have to do more to get to the next level. So I have to stay in a state of being uncomfortable to get to that next level. And persons might be honest says, but you talk to everyone. Yeah, but it's a different thing when you're doing it for yourself. I can motivate anyone, but when you're doing it for yourself, what are your thoughts on that, Terry?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those things that I have to put the pressure on myself. And no, it's waking up when I don't feel like it. That bed be so warm and it's raining outside. Just want to put the cover on. It's getting up early. It's staying up late sometimes. It's skipping a program. It's doing the uncomfortable things in order so that you can find that comfort later because you put all the hard work in now.
Exactly. And I'll give you an example. I just gone in and my husband said, "Oh, come with me for a drive to this place." I'm like, "No, I can't do that. I have a meeting." It's saying no in the moment because you know you're working your way to getting it later. You have to give up something to go up. And the next step on an eagle is that you have to rise above the chickens. All the chickens around you are the persons who are sitting down talking about other people, what other people are doing, what are people not doing, and who's doing what. You have to get above that. You have to sit in a room where persons are talking about investing. Where is the next step for you to go? You have to be in a room where you're not the smartest person. If you're in a room and you're the smartest person, run. Please run. Terry, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, where's the competition? Where's the person that's stretching you? It has to be something where you're learning and you're showing at the same time. If all Because I think that if you're in a room with like-minded people, not like-minded people, if you're the smartest person in the room, everybody's taking from you.
Exactly. So like I when I first went to convention, it was like a kid in a candy store, a dare looking at the headlights because you're in this room with millionaires and you just want to get close to them. But after that dies off, then you get intentional because
Mhm.
you want to be in that room with the millionaires, with the six-figure income earners, with the directors in training, with persons from different walk of life because you want to hear how did you get to this point? It's like I have my questions for whichever. Director Preston Scott, if I meet up on him, I have a question for him. If I meet up on J. Michael Stewart, Director J. Michael Stewart, I have a question for him. And it's no little nilly-willy girly. It's a serious question. If you're at this point now, how did you get there? Because you can never think of yourself less than anyone, and an eagle never does. And there's a state that the eagle gets in when they start to hit their beak off and pluck their feathers out because they have to get that new feather, the sharper beak. It's painful. It is totally painful because they're flying into a mountain and they're knocking their beak off for the new one to grow. So think of it mentally. You have to knock off that old, I have to knock off the old Charmaine, pluck out those old feathers to make new ones grow. What are your thoughts, Terry?
And that's uncomfortable. When you have to get rid of the old thinking, the old mindset, when you have to say no to things that are comfortable, in order to get ahead. So it's not always easy, but the reward on the other end is
Exactly.
powerful.
That's it. Because there I am on my 90-day run now. And let me tell you, there are times I just want to say, you know what? I'll do that the next 90 days. But no, I have reached to the point in this system, in my quest, that I give, I punish myself. If I don't reach to a certain level when I need to reach there, I'm taking something away from me. Last year for convention, I was supposed to reach at a certain level. I didn't. So guess what? No more nails being done until I get to that level. Because you can't reward yourself. Not because it's you, you can't reward yourself and you didn't reach to your level. You have to have that mentality that I'm an eagle, so I have to go up high. The higher I get, and let me tell you, it's lonely up there, but you have to get there. The higher I get is the higher I want to go. And it's not only about the money, it's about bettering yourself as a person. I was listening to Mr. Bradley's podcast yesterday. I can't remember who the host was. And he said, you have to have that goal that you are working for people who you will never meet. Simply mean, he said he's working for his children, 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 children. He'll never meet them, but he's leaving a legacy for them. And that, you hear it all the time, but sometimes when somebody say it in a certain way, you like, the light bulb go off. And I say, yes, I'm working for my children, children, children who I will never meet. It doesn't matter where I get, it will never be enough. Tell me your thoughts on that, Terry.
Yes, that podcast was with Social Proof, and
Yes.
that was a phenomenal conversation that was had that day. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go back to reward and consequences first,
Hmm.
Charmaine.
Yeah.
Is one of those things that there's different programs that I like because I stream. But in order to watch it, I have to reward myself with that. So I have different tasks that I'm supposed to do. And if I don't do it, I can't watch that program. I can't do that. So is there's a lot of different ways to have consequences and rewards for yourself. In
Hmm.
regards to legacy, absolutely. The ability that we have within our organization to supply that for our children's children or whomever that they can will it. It's one of those things that keep going and going and going.
For sure. And life be life in, as everybody says, but you don't have to bring it in when you're working.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to bring it in when you're working. Listen, sometimes you don't have to be in the presence of the founder of a company, but you have to sit down and listen to what he says. He brought the analogy of he had to go on this podcast. Things happen. What he's going to do? Call and say he's not coming because life is life in? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter if life is life and you still have to do it. And you don't have to bring what's happening to you into the situation that you're going into that meeting that you're going into. Nobody wants to hear about what's happening in life. They just want to get it done. What's your thoughts, Terry?
His actions. Because, like you said, life happens to everybody. We are going through our own different things. Are we going to allow our excuses? Are we going to allow life to become our excuse from not hitting our own personal goals? To
Exactly.
me,
And
that's a non negotiable.
exactly. And you cannot make why your why not. I
Hmm.
can't say I'm working for my grandbaby, but then I can't go to the Atlanta meeting because my grandbaby. No, I have to get that exposure. What are your thoughts, Terry?
I started laughing because my grandbaby is 3 and I can't get not now bit of work done when he's around. And so it was funny. The first time that happened, I said, "Why is my why not?" I said, "Just little thing." There was a video. I was working with somebody, and he was on top of my head, pulling my glasses off. So what I've done to not make my why not, is when my grandchildren come, when I know they're coming, I just go in real deep and hard, and I
Mm-hmm.
get all the work done. I may be staying up till midnight, 1 o'clock. I need to do to get it done,
Mm-hmm.
because when I have them, my focus has to be on them. So I can't let my why be my why not.
Exactly. Oh, Terry dropped off. So yeah, you can't make your why not. That is the total opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. Your why has to stay in the forefront, and doesn't matter what, that why has to be the reason why you're pushing every day, why you're getting things done every day. Because as I said, you can't say my why is X, but then X is gonna I can't go because of X. It doesn't work that way. Your why is supposed to be your why. It doesn't matter what happened. And after the eagle goes into the mountain and knock off that old beak, it has to stay in that position and wait till the beak grows back. But not on the beak, but it takes out all its feathers, the old feathers. It has to sit in that position until the feathers grow back and the beak grow back. And when that eagle come out, it's a new eagle. It's a new one. And listening to Mr. Bradley on the podcast, he his house was foreclosed on. He had 4 children, and he had to find somewhere for them to live. So people will see him today and, oh, he's a multimillionaire, and he's getting it done. He got it done in no time. That wasn't it. He went through his storms. He went through his valleys, but he had a vision. He had a purpose. He had a goal, and he decided it doesn't matter what happened. He's going to go for it. And my sister is back. So yeah, Terry, I was saying to them that
Life be life.
exactly. So what are you going to do? Sit back and cry about it? Nope. You have to move on. So I was telling them that Mr. Bradley was saying that he went from making, I think it's like $90,000 a week, to having his house foreclosed on him with 4 children, 8, 6, 4, and 2. I can never forget those ages. And he said he was out on the sidewalk with his stuff, his 4 children, and his wife. But he had to make things work. Even when he started this company, one of his child was so sick in the hospital. What he's gonna say, he's not gonna start the company because the child is sick. He still made it work. So it's a matter of not making your circumstances be an excuse for what you have to do. Tell me your thoughts, Terry.
Absolutely. I agree. I remember that story as well. I mean, and to be honest, it was one of those things that he kept that information a need to know. He didn't
Mhm.
let everybody know that was going on until after the fact. And that's something that we as business owners, especially in our industry, need to keep in mind is some things aren't meant to be said on one public platforms, two with our close friends and family because they already see us as my family Terry Ann or you with your nicknames. They're looking for the more,
Mhm.
and we have to exude that. And when that time comes, when it's needed, but until then, let's get the work done.
Exactly, because he also listen, he gave such good nuggets. He gave another analogy of you driving. So how the world is set up now, from you're in school, you don't think for yourself. You're being told everything to do. And you're driving, you stop at the stoplight, no one is like 1 o'clock in the morning, no one is there, and then the light can't change because the light is broken. What are you going to do? Sit there all morning, or are you going to just go ahead and do your thing? So yeah, you have to just go ahead and do your thing. You just can't sit at the red light forever. No, that's not how it works. You don't sit in your situation forever. You cannot sit in your situation forever. So you can't sit at the red light forever at 1 o'clock in the morning because the light is broken. You have to sit at the red light. If it's not moving, guess what? You have to move too. What are your thoughts, Terry?
Yeah, look both ways and keep it going.
Exactly. Exactly. You just look both ways and keep going.
Hmm.
So yeah, you have to every time that time come, because it's gonna come when you're in a business, whether you're doing a business for with us or you're doing a business, a brick and mortar or another business, the time is gonna come when you're gonna feel down in the slump, you're gonna feel discouraged. What are you gonna do then? Sit in the slump? Or are you gonna get up and move?
You know what, Charmaine? I remember hearing somebody say it's it's the lack of movement, it's the lack of action that allows certain emotions to come up, certain, you know, situations to come up.
Mhm.
And I realized that there was some truth in that. The more I keep moving, the more I keep acting, the more things start to come. But when you sit there, nothing's happening.
Nothing. Yeah. You can't just sit down. And it can't be tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. That's not how it works. You have to stop being busy and do intentional stuff. And don't judge people. Don't say, oh, Terry's not gonna do it because Terry doesn't love to travel, so she's not gonna do it. No. Speak to everyone, because it's either gonna be a yes, no, not now. How are you gonna know if you don't try? You can't just sit there. And this opportunity is so designed that if you treat it like a hobby, it pays you as a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it pays you as a business. And you have everyone from every walks of life. Is that right, Terry?
Amen to that.
Every walk of life. You have had civil engineers that have left their six-figure job and doing this full time. You have warehouse employees that when they reach a certain level here, they've stopped, they gave out their job and doing this full time. You have corporate persons who some is still working corporate full time and doing this on a part time basis. Some has says, nope, I'm done with this corporate thing full time. I'm doing this full time. But
Yeah, we have.
you have to know what you want.
Mhm.
And funny enough, this is a contrast right now. I'm a full time employee. I work this on a part time basis. Terry is her own entrepreneur, and she's working this on a full time basis.
And a caregiver.
And she's a caregiver.
Hmm.
So you might be saying, oh, but I don't have enough time. That's okay. We can show you how you can work this in pockets of time.
Hmm.
I just came from work. I jump on to talk with my sister live on our Tuesday talk. I'll jump back off, get a couple minutes, and then I'll do something else again.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it works. Terry, you being an entrepreneur, a caregiver, and doing this full time, tell our viewers who are listening on your platform and mine, how do you manage it?
I work in pockets of time. You know, I think of it as like sprints, doing a race. I'll start a task, finish, do something else. I plan my days out accordingly as far as my other business when I work and when I designate time for this business. And then I set time for myself because I can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
How
Because
about
remember, and it's the same thing with me. I have a calendar. So my calendar alerts me, full time job. My calendar alerts me, meditation and reading. My calendar alerts me, drinking water, exercise. My calendar alerts me, business. Because if you remember when you go on the plane and they're doing the safety demonstration, they said, put your mask on first
you? Mm-hmm.
and help. If you have someone that needs help, help them after. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anyone else. So we don't work this way, we're working ourselves into the ground
Mm-mm.
because there wouldn't be any sense in it. You won't reap the rewards after. So, yes, people, Carrie, let the people know how they can reach you if they're interested in partnering with you in this
Absolutely.
beautiful opportunity.
Thank you, Charmaine. I can be reached through Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok. Terry Hill Empowers and Terry Hill. How about you, Charmaine?
I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Charmaine Danhouse Morgan, or at Shambi Travel, YouTube at Shambi Travel as well, LinkedIn at Shambi Travel, and my number, if you can message me, 345-926-2772, 345-926-2772. So Terry and I, as I said before, we are in Planet Marketing. We are in a multi-level marketing system. We have one product that we sell, and that is travel. We empower persons to own their own travel business. It is their business, but they get the support and the networking. So if you're interested in joining any one of us, reach out to us and we will get you started because guess what? You can start in less than 10 minutes. It costs you less than $250 to sign up, and it costs you $2 a day to maintain two 1099 business, which is IRS and FTC compliant. So thank you, my sister, for joining me. And we'll be talking to you again in 2 weeks' time. Two
Yes,
weeks? Two
yes,
weeks' time.
about to be cruising.
I know. And I just came off of my cruise. So, yes.
Yes. All right, sis.